Hey.
Hey, woo!
Aren't supposed to do that yet.
Hey everyone, we've been talking about this for a while now. We love that sound. The pouring of wine or spirits or, hey, a mocktail, whatever you want. Wet Your Whistle Wednesday, our finale show from Fredericksburg, Texas.
Cheers. Cheers.
Oh my gosh, what an incredible ride it has been. Exhausted. Zach, I'm sure is saying the same. Zach's going to sleep the entire 14 hours. Jim and I are going to be doing all the driving, and that's okay. He has worked his butt off. I can't thank my team enough. And Jenny back home, Michelle back home, Angela doing our photography, Mama Jackie enjoying it all. And to all of you, thank you so much. Again, remember, if you catch pieces of it live, come back, watch all these shows. More importantly, get here to Fredericksburg, Texas, because after all, you are going to fall in love. And we're going to do a little recap here, and then next week we've got even more to show because we really did hit everything we could possibly hit.
Yes, you guys crushed it, for sure.
It's crazy how many people, locals, that we've already been like, oh, we're running into you again and again. And they said, you really are hitting the best places, which I love. So hi, everybody. Happy Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. If you did not get a chance to see our shows, you got to go back this week because there's so many and so many still to come. Carrie Wolcott, Josh Wolcott, Austin Kerr, Monica Adams, The Real Monica Adams, Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. And we're going to do this. Just
Cheers.
a little clink,
Yeah.
a little clink, and a little clink.
Cheers.
Cheers to all of you. And Michelle, by the way, darling, it made it. And I'm sorry that you did not, but thank you. You're a sweetheart. She had this delivered literally just in time.
Oh, good.
Gift Fresh, Gift Happy. It's called Fruitfully. Are you familiar with them at all?
I've heard of them. I don't know much about them.
It's
to be honest,
beautiful.
but it
Look at
looks
this.
gorgeous.
Look what we
Yeah,
have
really
to share.
cool.
Can we just say we have so much leftover food?
Well, that's good. We have
So
two
mu-
teams.
please eat
so,
all
yeah.
of that pizza. Easy peasy pizza. Thank you so much. Sorry that we didn't get to meet in person, but leftover food galore because your chefs know how to do it. You have one heck of a foodie scene.
Don't we? It's amazing.
Today at Hill and Vine, the food just kept coming and we waved the white flag. We're like, no more. No mas. You can have all of that. I cannot thank you enough for your hospitality, for how incredible this trip has been. It has far exceeded what I expected.
I'm so glad you came.
No, we all keep saying, like, these beds that you have are unbelievable because people are thinking about sleeping in a wine barrel and they're like, well, yeah, but how are the beds? They're wonderful. It's like hard to have the alarm clock go off and actually want to get up because they slept so well. So if you haven't seen, we've been talking about these wine barrel cabins and an opportunity for you to come, and a person that we were going to say is a 2-night stay winner. And we're going to do that for you coming up in just a bit. But what do you want to tell everybody about wine barrel cabins, Fredericksburg, Texas, and to make them come here? Because they've all been saying, I got to put Fredericksburg, Texas on the list. Yes, we've been asking everybody, what could you sum it up in maybe a few sentences of what Fredericksburg, Texas is?
You want to go first?
I think it's small town charm with big community heart.
Yes.
We've heard that from actually a lot of people today.
So I would sum it up.
Yes.
Josh?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of everything for just about everybody.
Yes.
And whether you like wine and
We do.
There's shopping, there's food, there's museums, there's outdoor activities. I mean, for a small town, as you've experienced,
Yes.
there is
There's a
ton to do, and it's such a welcoming town. There's
That's
such a
very
great
true.
vibe, and I think you've felt that, and that's why we love it here.
I don't recommend doing it all in 2.5 days.
No,
Give yourself
that
a
was
little more
bold-
time.
That was a bold lift.
What would you say, Austin, as a business owner here?
I mean, there's so many things about this community that are really unique and special, but above and beyond, it's the people.
Yes.
It's people like Josh and Carrie. It's the people that you find at Coordinates. It's a really special community that everybody should have a chance to come and visit. And I know a couple of times you said it's number 2 in the United States.
Well, they're
I think
given-
it's got to be number
Yeah.
1.
Yeah, we actually
We're
looked
biased.
today. So we were looking at USA Today, the top 10. So it's for 2025. It's the Reader's Choice, which to me is really what's important. It's all of you that are coming. So the Reader's Choice put it as a runner-up as America's favorite Main Street. Okay, but also for the foodie scene, the German beers were also on there. The only thing we didn't get a chance to do, and you mentioned outside, was to go to the Enchanted
Enchanted
Rock.
Rock.
Enchanted Rock.
Yes.
So that one we have to come back for because we're very, very active, love to hike. So that's got to be on the list. I don't know when, like Jim's talking about probably coming back in a few months.
Excellent.
Good.
Yeah.
Oktoberfest, they have about 50,000 people that come from Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
What? That's a
it is.
lot of
Yeah.
folks. Okay,
Book
so
now if you want to come in October.
Yes,
So-
that's true.
Austin Kerr, by the way,
Hello.
is with Coordinates Winery. They've got a tasting room on Main Street, and then in High Texas is their vineyard. We're going to feature him on an upcoming edition of Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. And we get a chance to sit down, a very intimate talk about what he loves about providing his wine to you, and the aspect of education of wine as well. So you
Absolutely.
poured us a Coordinates wine. What is this?
This wine is absolutely fantastic. It's my favorite out of everything that we have. It's a cab blend, so basically a left bank Bordeaux. 50% Cabernet, 30% Malbec, and 20% Petit Verdot, coming out of South Africa, which is where our story really began. And this wine means a lot to me. This was actually the first wine that I ever sourced from South Africa, and it's from a 5th generation winemaker there who's really doing some really incredible things. So come on down to Coordinates and you'll learn the whole story behind it.
Yeah, and so South African wine is really what brought them together because their
absolutely.
son was born in South Africa. And they're like, wait a minute, we've got a connection to it. And they fell in love with it. Something I was telling one of the locals yesterday was learning about grapes and wine that you've never experienced before. And that's what's fun. And I know a lot about different aspects of wine, but there are so many here that I've never heard of. And I'm like, oh, I love this. I love this. Let's try this. Let's try that. So fabulous wine. Put Fredericksburg, Texas on the map, by the way. So we are going to take a break. When we come back, I know you're all waiting for it. We're going to give you a little drum roll and everything. Who is the winner? The winner of a 2-night stay to spend some time in these wine barrel cabins. And we've been talking with Carrie and Josh about all the different people that come here. Again, talk about a girl's trip away, talk about a guy's trip away, couples. You want to bring family, they've got the Hickory House, and then they've got the cabins. All total, maybe about 18 people could be on the property if you want to have like a small little family reunion or a little takeover. Actually, Lena was talking about, you had another idea about maybe besides the whole family reunion, like maybe little small businesses, maybe a thank you to employees. What else did you think that could be like a little takeover of the whole wine barrel cabins?
Yeah, I think a fun idea could be Summer of Sommelier.
That-
a bunch of different sommeliers come. and
Sommeliers
each
come.
cabin
That's
has
an
a
idea.
different thing. So if you're into Chardonnays or lighter wines, maybe a sommelier is giving a course.
I like that.
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that.
So again, if you don't know, they're all named after a different wine. So there's a Chardonnay cabin, there's a Rosé cabin, Tempranillo cabin, Cabernet cabin, and Cabernet, as Josh and I talked about,
The shower
is
looks
our
just like
favorite.
that.
It does. It's incredible if you haven't seen it. We've done a lot of shows, so I hope Jenny can drop in over the next several days. If you didn't see it, look on YouTube or Facebook or whatever platform is best for you. But make sure that you check it out because even locals here that we've been here for the last few weeks or last few days said, wait, what? Wine barrel cabins? I'm like, you live here. How do you not know about it? But that's what's fun is even local people we introduced to, have you been to Emmy's on Austin yet? Oh, you have. There's been people we've talked to, they're like, wait, see, now you're even introducing us. I'm like, we're from St. Louis and we're introducing you to something. So we're actually going to sit down with Emily from Emmy's on Austin and feature her and her fabulous food. We're going to hear from Becker Vineyards. We're going to give our winner away. And what are you going to teach me?
I'm going to teach you how to saber a bottle.
Do you even know what that is, folks? I promise I will not come back with 4 fingers. I'll have all 5. He promises me this.
I promise, yeah.
So we're going to say all this is still to come. We've got a lot of fun for you. Any comments, any questions about our incredible trip here in Fredericksburg, Texas, let me know. We've got a diehard that's been watching us, Jeannie, and I know she wants to win so bad. I don't know who the winner is, but we'll find out for you very soon. The Texas Travel Takeover Show, again, Fredericksburg, Texas, and we've got more of Wet Your Whistle Wednesday to come.
Cheers.
Oh
This lady got me in the best shape of my life. I literally didn't know that I could be in shape like that. But the amount that she pours into her clients, and especially whenever you get the one-on-one training, it's mind-blowing. I mean, it was really life-changing. I learned so much about proper form, about nutrition, about just being able to invest in myself. I hired Monica to be my personal trainer, which was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Welcome back live from Fredericksburg, Texas. Again, tell your family, tell your friends, tune in. If they can watch it live, we would love it. I know a lot of you sometimes are heading home from work and you catch this later and then you're like, what the heck, where have you been? We've been in Fredericksburg, but we're on our way home. I promise you, Jenny, I'm not moving here. She was like, oh, this is getting interesting. Monica's now telling us she's not coming back from Texas. But that's how you're going to feel, because it really is the Southern charm. It is the small town feel. What do you have here? 12,000, I think is what I heard the other day, as far as how many people live here?
Yeah.
Just over 12,000?
12 to 13.
But watch what happens in 5 to 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
It really is more and more people. The food scene, the incredible wine scene. And I have Kathy that just asked, is Chardonnay dry or is it like a Cabernet?
That's an excellent question, Kathy. So in wine, we talk about dry and sweet being opposites, like hot and cold. So you have either a dry wine or a sweet wine. So Cabernets are typically dry, as are Chardonnays. But you could make both of those sweet just by adding sugar to it. So most of the time when you come across, most wine in the world is made as a dry wine. However, the Cabernet is going to have tannins in it which dry out the inside of your mouth. So the correct word for that in wine would be tannic or astringent, which makes your mouth feel dry. But both Chardonnay and Cabernet would typically be dry as far as they don't have a lot of sugar in them.
And speaking of the wine that we're drinking, again, from Coordinates, so
That's right.
keep an eye out for Coordinates when you come to Fredericksburg, Texas. What would you pair with this, food-wise?
Oh, you could pair a lot of things with this. One of the things that I like about Cabernet is that it always goes well with a steak, which here in Texas we do quite a lot of.
Can you find any steaks here in Texas?
It's hard to find places that don't have steak.
That's very true.
So absolutely anything off the barbecue, particularly in Texas, we do a lot of smoked meats and
Yes.
things like that. So this is a perfect pairing for something like that.
You're welcome, Kathy. No problem. Anybody else with any questions or comments, feel free to ask. Okay, we mentioned that we have a winner. And I know a lot of you, thank you so much for answering the call. Some of you didn't follow the rules. You had to do it all to be included in the giveaway, which was to follow both of our pages. Again, Wine Barrel Cabins, follow them on all socials, but we did this giveaway on Facebook. You had to follow The Real Monica Adams Show, and then they also had to tag people in it, right?
For an additional entry.
For
yes.
additional entries.
So you need to tag your friend, follow both of our pages, and then an
share.
additional entry is just sharing it to your story.
Yes, see, share the love, share the kindness. That's what we were all about. So we went through and we were looking at all of those. Again, it wasn't up to her. It wasn't up to me. We weren't picking. It was a third-party site that picked for us. But how about a drum roll, please? Okay, and there it is. Congratulations. This is Michelle Shore. Michelle is from Texas, but it is about 4 hours or so from here. Is that what I heard?
I believe
I think
so.
I think it was
About
in
four.
five.
About
About
five.
five. And
Yeah.
what area did we
Depends
say?
on traffic.
Dallas,
Yeah.
Fort Worth.
Dallas, Fort
Depends
Worth.
on the traffic and which part, actually.
10 hours.
Yeah. I hope not.
Michelle, we'll be getting in touch with you. Congratulations to you. Thanks for entering. Thanks for following the rules. And it's not as long of a drive as we had. So you want to break this down for us, Lena?
Yes, absolutely. Well, first of all, Michelle, absolutely congratulations. We are so excited to host you. Round of applause for Michelle. We ask that winners contact us within 48 hours. If you could please reach out to us on Messenger, we will be in contact with how to claim your prize and send you the directions for that. But using that third-party software, once the winner is selected, we basically just manually go through and verify that all the actions are followed. And once that's clear, then we have our amazing winner. So we're excited to meet you in person and to host you.
And let me tell you what,
Congratulations.
Michelle, you're
Congratulations.
going to love it. I can't wait to see what cabin you pick, by the way. Or if you get some other friends and say, hey, I won for 2 nights, but why don't you come along with us? So grab some other people. I understand you guys got some bookings already from the show. Somebody was telling me that, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they from St. Louis? Do we know where they're from?
Actually, I don't know.
Don't
we
know?
haven't had
to
time to
look
look
through.
closely.
I love it.
But
I love you all. Thank you. Thank you. That's what it's about. We always talk about support those that support us, and they've been so supportive. We can't wait to come back. My family and my friends have all said it. I actually have somebody who reached out to me that's in the travel agent industry, and she's like, I think you and I need to talk because we need to know who they are and we need to put them on the map with what we're doing. And I was like, that's what this is about. And then come and see Austin at Coordinates as well. I also want to kind of recap some of the people that we have just fallen in love with. The food scene's been amazing. And so we were talking about Emmy's on Austin. They've only been open for 10 weeks. Her charm through the roof. So here, we had an opportunity to sit down with Emily from Emmy's on Austin. Let's take you back. Oh my gosh, welcome. Here's the thing that I love. As we continue to do our Texas Travel Takeover show, we are finding places a lot of you maybe know about or some new gems that even you locals told me you didn't know about. Emily Harper, my new friend here from Emmy's on Austin. So when did you open?
We opened, I believe this is our 10th week.
10th
We're
week.
like a
so
baby.
See?
We're a newborn baby.
Oh, I can smell the fresh baby skin.
Yes, exactly. Fresh baby taco tortilla skin. Yes.
So give us some background. Where'd you grow up?
So actually, I graduated from high school here in Fredericksburg, but I grew up a lot of my childhood in South Texas, Guadalajara, Mexico, as well as San Antonio.
Oh, I love how she said that.
Moved. Oh, thank you. Yes. I know. Nobody believes that I'm actually Mexican until I say Guadalajara, and it's sort of like then they believe me. It's like my
and
trick.
the food, right?
Yes.
So my director was just like, I can't wait to try that. And then she said it, and I went, how do you pronounce it?
Yeah, elote.
Elote.
Yes.
Oh, come on. I just want to have a
If
margarita.
you shake a little bit with it, it helps get the pronunciation out correctly.
Look, this is why we want you to come, because of her personality, her food. So what is your background? Where is your generations from?
Well, my culinary background, when I graduated high school, I always really wanted to go to pastry school, but my parents didn't let me right off the bat. I had to go to school first. And then once I was done with school, I was like, okay, yeah, so pastry school. And I went to pastry school. My background was more in the pastry arts, but my heart for food was always right in my grandmother's kitchen. I have the most incredible grandmothers and great-grandmothers that were the best chefs I've ever known. And I've worked with some of the top. They cooked from their heart. They cooked recipes with their noses and their eyes and their bellies, of course. And so that's really what we wanted to bring to Fredericksburg. Fresh food that you feel good feeding your family in a casual atmosphere.
Where's your grandma from?
My great-grandmother and my grandmother are both from Guadalajara in Mexico.
Oh, I just love hearing you talk.
Thank you. And then my wonderful Grams actually is from Lockhart, Texas originally.
And so
So I've got a good balance of good
is everybody
food.
really, really proud of you for keeping tradition in your food?
I would say so. You know, interestingly, that side of my family are all in medicine or politics. And so somebody had to be there to make food, you know.
She's like, I got this.
I've got this. Someone has to feed you people.
And we're looking, by the way, at the food, but we're also going to show you Hit Live.
Well, that's a great picture.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So here's the thing.
Thank you.
So here's the thing. When you go to Fredericksburg, I want you to find these unique finds. And so, yes, you can type in, what should we see and do in Fredericksburg, Texas? But I like to find places that are either brand new or the locals like to eat. Yes. And that's the biggest thing of all. So let's show you, by the way, where they're located. Here's the location and the hours, as well as being able to contact them. 830-992-3354. But you're on Austin. It's Emmy's on Austin.
It's right here. Yep.
So we're going to talk about some of the standouts. And so there we go. That's from their website,
yes.
emmysonaustin.com. So it's kind of like picking, I always say this, picking your favorite child. What is your favorite on your menu? Monica, why are you making
it would
me
be
this?
easier, or you after me, child. I'm just kidding. Actually, right now, my favorite thing is our grilled shrimp tacos.
I
go through
almost got
seasons.
that.
Well, I put one. There's one. Don't worry.
She's like,
there's
gotta
one.
try this.
You got it all. Yeah. I think because it's just so fresh and flavorful, and it really showcases a lot about what we are really about. Our coleslaw that we make, which we call Fresh Mex Coleslaw, it's not like your regular coleslaw. We get our produce in 3 times a week, so it is as fresh as you can get. It's got a little bit of zip, some grilled shrimp just to really nourish you. And then our flour tortillas we make in-house, and our corn tortillas are made fresh every morning as well here in Fredericksburg. It's just as fresh as you can really get. And when it's going to be 85 degrees and humid in Texas, you need something that's gonna freshen you up a bit.
You do. And then having said that, some people might want to come in and go, oh, well, can I get a drink? You don't have a liquor license,
We do
but
not.
you do have.
Yes, so we have full beer and wine. We've got 14 beers on tap. We also do wine on tap, which if you've never actually had a Malbec on tap, it's a Texas thing you need. And this is our frosé.
Oh,
our
yeah.
frozen rosé actually is a nod to the great that was in this location before us.
Which was what?
Tubby's. So one of my
Tubby's?
favorite restaurants of all times, where our kids got to grow up here, as well as my younger siblings. They did a frozen rosé, so that was one of the things that when we took this space over, we were like, we got to keep it going.
Rosé all day.
Rosé all day, and frozen because it's hot.
So you can have that, and then you pair it with the wonderful food. So when
Yeah.
I went to Mexico,
Yes.
well, we go to Mexico a lot, but it's always about the street corn.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So how
Yeah.
do you make yours?
So ours is a little bit more. When I grew up eating street corn, it was on. I know, right? Wind. The wind is a paid actor. Welcome to Texas. We grew up eating it on the cob because it was just
Yes.
easier to serve. They would just put it in literally a piece of paper, just like this, not branded with the cuteness, but a piece of deli paper. Corn on the top. We've got our homemade mayo, which is a little bit of a lime base. We've got the cotija cheese, which is really
That's
what
how
makes
you
it
pronounce
different.
it.
Cotija, yes. And of course, tahini. Everything here has a little bit of tahini.
Everything's better with tahini.
Everything. See, you know.
No, I'm serious. I have bottles and bottles of it at home, and I put a little fresh squeezed lime juice, a little Grand Marnier. Come on in to Emmy's on Austin.
Thank you.
As well, your tequila, your Grand Marnier, and your fresh squeezed lime juice.
Oh, yeah.
And tahini on the rim.
Oh,
That's the best.
I'm going with Monica.
Yes, yes, yes.
Where are we going?
Okay, so you talked about the shrimp tacos.
Yes.
I like it on a corn tortilla. This is the Mexican street corn. But I was told that you have to start with this.
Oh, the carnitas papitas.
Okay, I
Yes.
like how she says it.
Yes.
Carnitas
so
papitas.
It's my favorite thing when I get the opportunity to work at the window and someone orders this, because it is always the cutest thing, because they really try. They really try the
To
first
not
time.
get messy?
Well, to not get messy and to pronounce it. It's really fun. You're like,
Carnitas
Quincy, will you
papitas.
get me a napkin for sweet?
Oh, here, I got one. I got
okay,
one.
good. I was like, he's here. We
So
gotta put him more-
your husband, by the way,
Yes.
you got to come in here and show your face.
he's the best.
he's
he has
being
a good
shy.
face. He has a good face.
How long have you two been married?
We've been together about a decade.
And-
Almost a decade.
Did
yeah.
Quincy?
Quincy.
Which, see, my dad always shows up at some point. My father's middle name was Quincy. I lost
no
him
way.
when I was 24.
I'm so
Miles Quincy Adams. So
Oh.
Quincy, as soon as you said that, I'm like, oh, how cool is that?
Yes.
So here, come here right by
Never
us.
met a Quincy I didn't like.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So with every success story in life, it's always in the support system. So what does he mean to you in being able to open your dream?
Ooh. Good question. He's just the best. You know, when we met, I was in restaurants, and I've always been in restaurants since we've been together, and he's always found a way to just be a part of it, whether it's that he shows up with coffee and wakes up with me when I was baking at 4 o'clock in the morning just to still have
Good
time together.
man.
And actually, when I signed even before we signed the lease, when our landlord, John, who's a dear friend of ours, offered the space to us and was like, yeah, you should put a restaurant there. I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. And I was like, yeah, we'll do it. And he goes, do you need to talk to Quincy? And I said, no.
No, he'll support me.
No, and
That's
he
a good
didn't.
decision.
And he's here. We painting and building and menu testing and everything. He's always just been
Is
my best
menu
friend.
testing as
Good part
fun?
of the job, the best part of the job, you know, yeah.
Is menu testing as fun as it is when you get engaged and then you're trying different cakes?
Oh my gosh, yes, yes.
That was my favorite part,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking with Emily and Quincy of Emmy's on Austin and running through some of their favorite food-wise. So if this is their stop when they come to Fredericksburg, Texas, we heard about the shrimp tacos, carnitas papitas,
You did it. Fuerte aplauso.
Guadalajara.
Yes.
You got to
You're
roll the
hired.
tongue a little bit more.
You're hired.
What else is a must-try?
What's your favorite thing right now, babe?
Oh, the torta.
The torta.
Hit him.
The hit
'em,
'em.
babe.
Torta. So come on in. You got to come in. This is the best place.
Yes.
So locals, tourists alike. And so if you've never had a torta, tell us what goes into that.
Torta. So we've got a delicious bolillo, which is a bread that is a little crunchy on the outside, super soft on the inside. This is our chicken tinga, which is one of my favorite foods my nana used to make growing up, except I didn't know it was called chicken tinga.
No.
I just thought it was chicken in su juguito which was just like saucy chicken.
Saucy chicken.
But it actually has a name, I learned. So it's
What is chicken tinga?
It is adobo chipotle roasted chicken breast.
It's not a tongue.
Not a tongue. Not a
People
tongue.
see that on the menu. I swear to God, they say
think it's a tongue.
It's tongue. It's the tongue of a chicken.
If Quincy
they're
had
like,
his
"What?"
way, we would have lengua on the
Yes,
menu.
yes.
We would.
Come on
Come on
in.
in. Hi.
Yes, we like being real. Come on
Yes.
in. So you can try, which I believe this is what Zach wanted to try. Yes.
Yes, this is you, Zach.
This has got you written all over it. But even from what some people think is just the simplest thing, to start off with chips, you have salsa, you have guacamole, and you have a queso.
And queso. Oh, yeah.
Look at, I've studied your menu.
Yeah, I know. She's hired.
She's hiring
She's
me.
not going back. So sorry. We're keeping her here in Texas. We love her too much.
Emmy's on Austin.com right now. You are seeing that. There's so much that we want you to try. And then, before we wrap up, you've got to keep room in your belly for dessert.
Oh, yes. Of course you do. So
Which?
my favorite dessert. So I did both. So cortadillo.
Oh, you did both?
I made you both. Yes.
Oh, my
obviously.
goodness.
Obviously. We're friends. So
we're going to show them both.
We'll start. Yeah. So I'll hold the cortadillo. This is a very traditional Mexican pastry. I actually was fortunate enough to grow up eating for breakfast. So it is.
You ate this for breakfast?
I did.
Dang it,
I
Mom!
know. I'm telling you. And when I tell you my grandmas were the best, my abuelitas are the best. So it's a vanilla cake, and it's got a little bit of orange
Look at
zest in
the
it. So
coloring
it's
in
breakfast,
this.
and it is bright pink with sprinkles because that's the way any kid should start their day.
I agree.
Yes.
I did not have
And
this.
because it has orange zest in it, I think that was why I was allowed it for breakfast. I'm not really too sure on that.
There's a fruit.
Yes, it's fruit. It's vitamin C. And then these are for my kids. So we have the two coolest, I'm sure everybody says that about our kids.
Yeah, right.
Our kids are really cool. And if it wasn't a school day, they would be here bussing tables, helping Tara get drinks at the window. They're here all the time. And they name these. So they're essentially like a buñuelo and a sopapilla, but in a little kind of donut hole vibe, so they're easier to eat. Cinnamon
soft.
sugar, delicious local honey on top.
And on the menu, they are called?
Cinny Beninis.
Cinny Beninis. Cinny Beninis.
Yep, named by
Look,
our 8-year-old son, Hazel.
I am starting with breakfast. with dessert first.
Yes, as you should.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Live reaction.
Mm.
Do you really like
Good.
it?
Oh my God, yes. Now look, the personal trainer in me would never eat any of this, but I am not paying attention to it.
Mental health, Monica. Mental health is
Balance.
also important. Balance.
The balance.
Balance.
Oh my God,
thing
these
in
are
there.
really good.
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Honey, you're going to love
They're
these.
so sweet.
All right, one more time. It's Emily Harper and Quincy. Come by, say hi to both of them. I've already fallen in love with you.
No.
We're going to be best friends forever now.
probably
Every
so.
time we come back
Yeah.
to Fredericksburg, Texas. Location and hours there on your screen. Contact them. Well, where are you on social media? Instagram?
We are on the gram. We're going to get on. Evidently, we're on TikTok. We don't have a TikTok, but
Your kids
I
put
had
you on
the
there.
cutest, the cutest whole group of like a little girl gang here for a bachelorette party came in. Like, we saw you on the TikTok.
And you're like, oh,
I was
good.
excited. So we're
Didn't know I
on
was
there.
on there.
Instagram,
With the
Facebook.
times.
Yes. Emmy's
How
on
proud are
Austin.
you of her?
Extremely proud.
Aw.
Yay. You two are adorable.
Nah.
Thank you.
Seriously.
No.
I love everybody in Fredericksburg. I don't know if
It's a
we're
good
going
place
back.
to be. We'll keep you.
All
You
right,
can stay.
we've got so much to show you. We are having a blast here, and I hope you are as well as you follow along with us on our travel takeover show in Fredericksburg, Texas. Don't go anywhere. I know, Marty. I saw your comment. You're hungry. I'm not hungry right now because that's all we feel. I feel like I've been drinking and eating my way through Fredericksburg, Texas. Isn't that what Stanley Tucci did? He did that in Italy. But that's what you do. So we're showing you as much as we can in Fredericksburg, Texas. But it's not all about the wine. It's not all about eating. It is about the experience in life. And then you going back and telling people, come visit and be a part of it. But Emily, thank you so much. We truly enjoyed it. You said you have been there?
Yeah.
Do you remember? What would you have?
I had the bowl.
Yes, and the bowl was fantastic.
And
But
you had something different.
Enchiladas, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I love the fact that her kids named the Cinny Benini. So that's these just it's delicious for sure. Again, small business, lifting up small business, community, and one of the things a lot of the chefs that we have talked to has said is, Monica, seriously, if you have a lot of chef friends in St. Louis and they're thinking of their second and third locations, and many of them started thinking about Nashville, Tennessee, and they've even opened there. I'm going to go back and say, you've got to think about Fredericksburg, Texas. And
Please
he
come.
literally
We
said,
would
do
love
it.
more
Yes.
restaurants.
See?
Yes.
Well, and he said, he's like, we need more because we want more friends. And he's like, look, he's like, you bring kindness to the world. So that means if you have friends that are there in the industry, that those are good people. And we need more good people.
Yeah.
Which is very, very true. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is a special edition of Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. This is how it all began, thanks to a viewer on Instagram who said, what about toasting in a wine barrel? And I'm like, you want me to get inside and fit in a wine barrel? And she goes, well, you don't have to like do this. They're huge, Monica. And there they are behind us. I mean, look, we're putting it into perspective here. They are massive. And this family right here, they did it all. We were talking over the last couple of weeks about the blood, sweat, tears. He still has PTSD and he's rocking.
Don't
See
make
him
me
rocking?
rock again. It's a good thing I got wine to help. I'm mellowed out today.
They did it all. And again, I love it that he said that everything that they do in life, they want to provide excellence. And so 5 stars across the board is what you're going to get on a Google review for me, because
Thank
it
you.
really has been wonderful. And you hope that when you stay someplace that you go back and you have that kind of experience and that every part of it is just top notch. Well, you did it.
Thank you.
So
Appreciate
yes,
that.
congratulations. It's been amazing. You all have known each other how long now? Has it been
Golly,
almost 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Because you were one of the first ones to come into our tasting room on Main Street, and I remember we just hit it off
Yeah.
right away with all the world travel.
Yep. Yep.
And I remember distinctly when you were like, I'm working on a project, but shh, you can't tell anyone about it.
Yeah.
I had no idea that this is what you were going to accomplish. I'm really proud of you guys.
Well,
Yes.
Thank you.
And again, Fredericksburg, Texas should be, I mean, I know there's a lot of wonderful places to stay, and we do want to give a shout out. I'm going to go back and do kind of a recap. So it all started with Josh and Haley at Fritztown Farms, and we started the show on Monday morning feeding baby goats. I mean, come on. Yeah, that's straight out of the
Doesn't
gate.
get better.
It doesn't.
That's tough beat.
We had
Tough beat.
donkeys, we had Ned the llama, we had horses, we had chickens and birds galore, and it was just amazing. And they were so down to earth, and I cannot thank you enough. And I also want to say a shout out to their in-laws, or his in-law. They own, have you been to Clink Family Vineyards?
I haven't.
You have you heard of them?
No.
See, I love this.
We're going to try.
Yeah.
Yes, so I'm told that
We
this
don't
is...
have time to have fun, Monica. That's part of the
Right.
problem. We're
We're
small
working.
business owners.
Hey, trust me, I get it. I have
You know.
6 jobs.
Yeah.
So a lot of hats. And so if you came to St. Louis, I'd be like, what? Oh, you introduced me
yeah,
to something
yeah,
I didn't know
totally.
of. This is the Sangiovese, by the way, which they didn't even know, but I love it. Texas Hill Country, that is where we are, and they have wonderful wine. So thank you. We'll be taking this home and enjoying it, and maybe we'll even feature it on an additional Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. But that was how we kicked it all off, and then it has been just incredible. From food, and we have featured, and you'll see features coming up, Hill and Vine, which amazing. We also did... So this morning, Caliche coffee, but it's in the family of Alla Campagna, which we ate at last night. And Chef Adrian, you knocked it out of the park.
So
Tonight, we're wrapping up with Otto's, which,
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
if
Love
you
that,
do a type of where's the best places to go in Fredericksburg, Texas, Otto's shows up left and right and left and right. It's been in Wine Enthusiast magazine. Congratulations to John Washburn and Evelyn for all that you do, and their mom with Hoffman House, which we're going to come back evidently and stay there. The Pacific War Museum you're going to see on a show coming up next week, and that I want you to bring your entire family to, because the Brigadier General Steve that I spoke with said, Monica, I can't wait for you to tell more people about what we're all about, because as he mentioned, a lot of people here know it, but we need more people traveling here to understand the magnitude of what they provide there. So I truly enjoyed that visit. And the submarine visit, by the way, have you done it?
It's
It's
worth
worth
the
it.
price
Yeah.
of admission right there.
It absolutely
Yeah.
is.
It's
And
incredible.
my mom got wet, and you'll understand once you do it. A little bit, just a little bit. Well, we also had a chance to go to Wild Seed Farms, and I fell in love with the owner. John, you're incredible. What a sweetheart. Those are still coming up. You haven't had a chance to see those, but you just saw Emmy's. And okay, I'm going to reveal it to you, because this is the coolest thing. This is the hat. You saw the straw one maybe that I had made, but here's the hat, and I talked about the branding, so there's my initials, but the coolest thing of all, because you know this is what I'm known for, is the words underneath. Do you see that, folks? It says be kind. They branded that into the hat.
That's cool.
Have you had a hat made?
No, but I would like to now.
Austin, have you?
I haven't. They're
Come
very
on.
cool.
Yeah, this is from
Do they
Felt
do a
Boutique.
BOGO? Maybe we could go in together.
I think they probably would do
They
it.
do man
just
hats?
just
They
tell
do
them
men,
they
too?
do men, and
Okay.
yes, that's so. Zach, Zach has his hat. He's going to come into the frame. Zach has loved so much about this trip, and he's worked so unbelievably hard, by the way. But his favorite thing about this trip is this, because now his nickname is Tex. Hang on. Howdy, y'all. He needs a belt buckle now, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you gotta
you
win
do.
those.
That can be arranged.
Yes,
There's some
yes.
good places
So,
on Main Street.
Yeah, you know, and what Austin just said, you may not have heard it, and it may not make sense to you, but a lot of the wineries that we have back in Missouri, we talk about all the different awards that they win, and the bottles with the gold medal, silver medal, bronze medal around it. They got belt buckles here.
That's right.
It's a
Most
big
of our
thing.
wine competitions are at the rodeos, and you can win, if you win best in class, you win a saddle, and then you have a chance to win a belt buckle for the runner-up.
It's so cool. And besides that, he's like, I got to go back and direct. Becker Vineyards, which we thought was very, very cool. We walked in and they had a bunch of saddles.
Oh, yeah.
So that's something also, the best of for many, many years that they've got saddle after saddle after saddle. But here's the cool thing, and you may not know this. There is a tie to St. Louis, Missouri with Becker Vineyards
Really?
as soon as you walk in the door. And I have to thank my husband actually for asking about it because it brought it up in our conversation with Nicole. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to sit down with Becker Vineyards. And then when we come back here, this one is going to teach me how to saber a bottle, folks.
Yep.
Do you even know what a sabering a bottle is? A lot of people may
Stick around
not.
for that one.
Stick around because that is how we will wrap up the show. Comments coming in. Ask any questions. Ask any comments that you want. And if you can't do it live, again, send this off to your family and friends and let me know if you've been to Fredericksburg, Texas. If you haven't, be sure to put it on your list for the future. Again, the Texas Travel Takeover Show. Don't go anywhere.
What do I love most about the Texas Hill Country? It's not just going to be one thing. It's going to be the whole experience. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. I like the way it smells. I like the way it tastes in our wine. I like to feel the wind blowing. And I like the people. I'm Richard Becker. I'm the owner of Becker Vineyards, and I started it with my wife and our children in 1989 and 90. And I feel very lucky to be here.
And we're in Fredericksburg, by the way. We've been talking about our Texas Travel Takeover Show with the Real Monica Adams team, and we've been having so much fun meeting so many people like Nicole. Nicole Bendeley, she's the marketing manager here at Becker Vineyards. Thanks for having us, by the way.
Oh, you're most welcome.
I love wine. You all know that. And so we travel all over the place. And a lot of people say, oh, you got to go to Napa Valley, or maybe you go to Italy, go to the wine regions. Who knew, maybe all of you, but we didn't know Fredericksburg, Texas was so well known for wines. I hear you have like 100 wineries here.
We do, and we're the second most visited place after Napa Valley, and a lot of people don't know that as well.
No.
But we've got now 500 wineries in the state, but when the Beckers first started, there were 25 in the whole state.
When did they first start?
They bought the property in 1990, and in 1992, they decided to plant grapevines. They were looking for a log cabin on 3 acres.
Mm-hmm.
No yard work, said Mrs. Becker. And they thought the property was a little too large, and so they thought, well, what are we going to do with it? And so because they love drinking wine and also love gardening, they decided to go ahead and put in a commercial vineyard. So started planting in 1992, had our first harvest in 1995, and began selling wine to the public in 1996. Originally, they weren't planning on a vineyard or a winery, but just kind of something evolved. And we're happy that it happened.
I was just going to say, here it is, and you've been doing amazing. It's stunning property, by the way. So we're driving up and down. So 290, it's called
That's
the
right.
Wine Trail, pretty much. Wine 290 or 290 Wine Trail. How do you all say it?
We'll say both, actually. Texas
Just
Hill
come and
Country
visit.
Wine Trail, and we'll say Wine Road 290. So either one will get you here.
And again, it's kind of like for those of you that have been to Napa maybe or Sonoma, et cetera, that you're driving along and it's like this one, this one, this one. My director, Zach, actually asked a good question. He's like, how do you even start to say which ones do we want to go to? I mean, you could start to do the research, but what do you say for someone who's just experiencing Fredericksburg, Texas and your wines?
Gosh, we've got... everybody's been raising the bar, so there's a lot of award-winning wines.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people start with that. There's a site, Top Texas Wines, and you can see what the awards have won. Like a lot of people are shocked that we've won awards, double golds and golds at San Francisco International, San Francisco San Francisco Chronicle, like 2 separate competitions there, and have done really well. And then also when people just come to the winery and taste the wines, they're pleasantly surprised. They're not expecting this to be here.
We talk about that a lot, Nicole, that don't bypass the tasting room. Because don't just come in and go, well, I like a Cab or I like a Petit Syrah. You don't know. It's different region, different soil, different vintage, etc. So do the tasting, get a little education of wine, and then go out. Your property is how large now?
We are almost 70 acres under grape cultivation. The property itself is about 369 acres, but we also grow lavender, we also grow red poppies and also zinnias. And then we also have an entertainment center. We've got a wine club area. So we've got some other things on the property as well.
And you just came off of something that I really upset that I missed, the Lavender Festival. I know you all were really busy getting that all set up. How many people were here for that, approximately?
We think we had a couple of thousand on that, and people are just wanting to get out, come out to a property that's in the country, getting a bit of green, which we've had some recent rains to do that. We've also had some great lavender blooms, which is still blooming right now, and also the red poppies have started to bloom too. But we've had different artisan vendors. We've also had some lavender luncheons and also some small bites and wine pairings as well for guests too.
So again, if you're just tuning in, Nicole Bendeley from Becker Vineyards, one of the oldest wineries in Fredericksburg, Texas. So you want to see the historical side of something and taste some really good wine, which by the way, we have some here. So let me cheers you.
Cheers.
We've got a couple of different ones and we're going to show the labeling on here as well. What are we drinking?
This one is our Mourvèdre. We've grown Mourvèdre since 1992, but this is our first standalone. And what I mean by that is we've been blending it in some of our different reds and also in some of our rosés, but this is the first time we've had enough of the grapes that we can actually make a standalone Mourvèdre.
Look at that color. There's a little cherry cola on top.
It sure is.
So for those who have never been introduced to this particular grape, what do you want to tell them about this?
It's a Rhone varietal. And you can have it like, it blends well with like Mourvèdre, Syrah, Grenache. Sometimes you have grape varietals that are friends, for lack of a better term, that work well together. This one is a red, and it's kind of a medium to full-bodied red. It's got a little bit of spice to it.
It's got spice, yeah, I like it. It does have spice.
Dark chocolate. It's also got a little bit of raspberry notes to it.
What would you pair with this?
You can have a good steak with this. You can also do, say, quail if you want to do game birds. Still going great with your hard cheeses, but you can also have it by itself too if you wanted to.
And that's what I always like to introduce people to is some people will go, no, and they're like, okay, hang on a second. Pair it with some food. Okay, now I like it, but I do like a standalone wine and then see how it changes and the characteristics. Yeah. That's the thing, when you introduce yourself to wine, there's so much that can happen in this glass. So at Becker Vineyards, what have been, again, you've been open for a long, long time, since the early 90s. What do people say they love the most? What, obviously the beautiful vineyards and, but you have all of these wines, award-winning wines. What do you hear over and over again as their favorites?
They're excited that we have dry whites and dry reds. There'd been a rumor for a long time that Texans only drink sweet wines. And there's nothing wrong with sweet wines, but that's not what we're all about. And so they're pleasantly surprised that they have these dry wines. We also have our Viognier is our award-winning flagship white wine. Okay. And it's very flexible with a lot of foods if you're doing something lightly spicy. Also, if you're the ABC crowd, anything but Chardonnay, and you want a different alternative. With that being said, we do make a Chardonnay too.
Before. The ABC crowd, anything but Chardonnay. I'm using that. Can I steal that?
You can. You can.
I'm taking it back to St. Louis. What's your favorite?
I really enjoy Cabernet Sauvignon and Cabernet Franc.
Oh, girl, give me it. Cab Franc is everybody knows this. That is my favorite grape. You have a good Cab Franc here?
We do.
Okay, I'm taking that back with us.
All right.
Because we're going to do our wet your whistles, and we like to introduce people to different vineyards. And so I love pulling Cab Francs. Petit Syrah is also one of my favorites. Let's show this label. So let's talk about this tree.
So this is our main logo for Becker Vineyards, and this is the artwork by the late Tony Bell, late friend of Dr. Becker's. They went to elementary, high school, college together, and this was a tree in Tony's backyard in Austin, Texas, and the tree is second oldest to treaty oak. And Tony gave this painting as a gift of friendship to the Beckers. Unfortunately, he passed away before they opened the winery part. He saw the vineyard take place, but just didn't get to see the winery part. And so the Beckers approached Tony's wife, Claire, and said, hey, we would like to use this as a label. What do you think? Are you okay with that? And she smiled very bigly, very largely, and she said, oh, Tony would smile, so you've got to do it. And then she said, if you want some other artwork that he's done as well on some of your other, smaller artworks, smaller labels.
This is him too?
We can do that too, yes.
Oh my gosh, what a great homage. Again, Becker Vineyards, put this on your list, and I love the artistic side of whatever goes into labels and the naming of some wines sometimes. What is your background, by the way?
I majored in English communications with emphasis on speech and journalism, and just wanted to learn more about wine. So I'm a level 1 Court of Master Sommeliers and level 2 Wine Spirits Education Trust Sommelier certified.
And I always love to see where someone is and where they want to go. So do you have aspirations to go up and other levels?
I do, and I've been doing some studying. I'm not finished yet, but yeah, I would like to just see how far I can take it. I enjoy the wine industry. It's very interesting. There's a lot of variety. I don't get bored, and I've learned a lot, but I still feel like I'm learning, so I think that keeps it interesting.
Nicole, I say all the time that we should forever be a student of life. Everything, education is all around us, and just take it like a sponge and just sup it up. When people come here, besides enjoying your property, sitting out with a beautiful bottle of wine, do you also have food here for them?
We do. So daily we offer cheese charcuterie trays if people want something more casual. And then if we have more heads up, we can also do private luncheons and dinners if people want to do that. We also offer seated tastings with small bites. So if someone wanted to try some wines, but they weren't looking for a meal, but just trying to see how the wines affect with the things that you're eating, we offer that as well.
So when they get awards here, by the way, there's like we have back in Missouri, you see the award over the top of the bottle with the medal, but you all have belt buckles here, which I think is the coolest thing. How many belt buckles do you have?
Oh my gosh.
Can't count.
I think we've got over 200 belt buckles. And that started from a lot of the stock show and rodeos started doing fundraisers for the children, for the youth, raising scholarships. And so they decided, hey, let's add wine, but we'll carry on the stock show part of winning belt buckles. And also, like for Houston, you can also win saddles. Oh. And so we're excited to have that. And people can see that when you walk in the door, you'll be able to see that immediately.
That was my favorite. I literally said, I walked in the door, I went, look at all the saddles. Okay, and before we wrap up, you have a tie to St. Louis also when you walk in the door.
So the Beckers have always enjoyed having like a German historic farmstead with some decorated with antiques. And the Beckers had came across an old bar from the Green Tree Saloon in San Antonio, Texas. And the Beckers learned that it came from the August Kern Supply Company, St. Louis, Missouri, and it still has the nameplate. So you can see that when you walk in. And my understanding is now that it's an antique dealership there in St. Louis. But this bar was made for the August Kern the bar was made for the St. Louis, I'm sorry. That's okay. Getting all tongue twisted here. Green Tree Saloon, and it had been torn down to make way for Hemisphere, and then that's how Becker Vineyards acquired it.
How cool is this, right? So we come all the way to Texas to find out that St. Louis has its own connection to us. Well, I love it. What final thing could you say to everybody that's first finding Fredericksburg, and secondly, to make sure that Becker is on their itinerary?
We welcome you to come out. We have 2 locations. So where we're at right now is our Estate Winery and Vineyard location, which has a tasting room. And then if you're on Main Street in Fredericksburg and you need a break from shopping, we also have a tasting room there as well.
And there's all the information, by the way, on the screen for you. So hang on to that. Go to beckervineyards.com. Check them out also on socials so that you can take your pictures. Everybody loves to take their selfies and make it Instagram worthy. Well, cheers, my friend. Thank you for having us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Definitely had to come and see the historical side of where this all began and try the wines that we're trying. This is yummy. You know I love my spice. Enjoy, everyone, and thank you for having us again in Fredericksburg, Texas. Remember to let us know where you would like us to take the show on the road. Our mobile Monicas can be anywhere, and we are taking over your town maybe very soon. Don't go anywhere. More of our Texas Travel Takeover Show coming up. All right, did you enjoy that? I mean, it was actually very cool. It's warm out here today, but it was very cool in the cellar. So thank you so much. We truly enjoyed featuring Becker Vineyards, the oldest I believe, in your neighborhood. Again,
Yep,
so
in
we were
this area.
talking with a couple people, and they're like, I think Grape Creek, and then I talked to somebody yesterday, and like, nope, I think it is
I
Becker.
think it's Becker.
It's one of the two of them anyway, and then it just keeps growing and growing and growing. So here's how we're going to wrap up in just a second. Austin has a bottle of his Brut Reserve, and he's going to teach me how to saber a bottle. So watch out, he's got a knife in his hand, so don't make him mad. We're going to do that in just a second. Again, I can't say it enough. So thank you so much, Carrie and Josh and Lena and Isaiah and Grant, the Wolcotts who own the Wine Barrel Cabins. Again, I think by now you have heard us say how much we love it over and over and over again. So will you. I cannot wait for you to come here. Go get yourself a hat made, get some good food, get some good wine, do the experiences, go for a hike at the Enchanted Park, and just come back and start telling people about how beautiful, how quaint Fredericksburg, Texas is. Actually, when you come into town and when you leave town, there's something special.
So one of the things they did when they were laying out the roads in town is they were very deliberate about a message. And so on one side of the street, the first letter of each street name spells out all welcome. And on the other side, it spells come again.
I love this.
And that really, I think, captures really the essence of the town. It's a very welcoming town. And that really has been the philosophy. There's a lot of cool stories about the history here in this town of being welcoming, and a lot of the early agreements actually with the Native Americans, and how some of those are still in place today, that still exist. And
The
so
only
they're
unbroken
the only
treaty.
unbroken treaty actually in America.
It's very special.
So there's just a neat history here of being welcoming and of hospitality, connection, friendship, and all the things that really we've talked about as a value.
And actually, if you want to know more about that, I'd highly recommend. Watch out! I'd highly recommend you go to the Pioneer Museum. And you know, again, we keep talking about historical aspects, and if you're a history buff, you'll enjoy that. If you are a German food fan, you're going to enjoy that, and just the tradition also of so many levels of history. So truly something for everyone. That's a fun fact. Okay, yeah, see, they didn't know these things. I love it. So we hope you've had a great time. We're not done with Fredericksburg, Texas, because we have more features that we did that we're going to carry over into next week. I want to make sure that you know where to follow both of them. So first, for Wine Barrel Cabins, and once again, congratulations to Michelle. What's Michelle's last name again? Shore. Michelle Shore, congratulations. She's got about 47 hours now.
47 and counting.
To get back with us and counting. She's from the Keller, Texas area, which is about a 4, maybe 5-hour drive depending on traffic. But she's going to be staying there like we did. Can't wait to find out. Thank you, by the way, for watching and then sharing and following both of our pages and following all the rules, because now you're going to come here. WineBarrelCabins.com. Follow them online as well. They're very active on Instagram, Facebook, a little bit on TikTok as well. And then to follow coordinates, and again, a couple of locations on Main Street where the tasting room is, and then the beautiful vineyards that you're looking at right now, go to coordinatevineyards.com.
That's right.
Okay, you ready to put me on the spot?
I am. Are you ready?
Thanks, Austin.
All right.
They've never done it.
No.
He's done it, what, once? Or more than once?
I do it all the time.
Oh, he does it all the time.
That's an experience that we like to add to some of our tastings, particularly if we have a big group.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, this is how we wrap up our show, our Texas Travel Takeover show that we've had so much fun with, and we hope you have as well. Thank you to all behind the scenes. Thank you to all of you for watching. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to try to saber a bottle when we return.
Outdated and old. Can you help?
Let's take down this wall and add a support beam there.
Or just replace the furniture.
I love it.
New sofa, chaise lounge, and tables from Carroll House.
What about this bedroom?
Let's tear down this wall.
Or a new bed, dresser, and accessories.
It's like a whole new room.
Get free in-home design, fast free delivery, and free financing too. Skip the remodel. Add new furnishings from Carroll House for your new perfect room. Because you like nice things.
I just want to say I had an absolutely amazing time getting together with you and talking about how everybody can make a day just a little bit better than it was yesterday. You're doing tremendous things I just love the spirit in which you want to help those around you and help your community. You've always been like that. What a great time, what a great show. I love our fellowship. I look forward to doing more with you in the future and checking out a few of these churches and seeing where our paths are going to cross and what kind of fun and entertainment and love we can bring to the table. I love this, and I think you're doing a killer job, so love you.
All right, everybody, it is a special Wet Your Whistle Wednesday that we are wrapping up from Fredericksburg, Texas. The wine barrel cabin's behind us. Austin's behind me. He's not going to get in front of this. Savoring a bottle of wine. That's what he wanted me to try to do. I don't know if you've ever tried it before, but this is how we wrap up the Texas-style version of Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. You ready?
I'm ready. Are you?
Are you all ready?
We're ready. Here we go.
You're a good teacher, Austin.
Very
I'm
good.
a good student. Hey. That's how you do it in Texas. Everybody, cheers to you. Go wet your whistle, and we'll be back soon. A long drive back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And to all of you, thank you. God bless, be kind. Yeehaw! Wait. Lena, hold on a second. How do you do it in Hawaii? One more time. That's how we say it in Texas.